I felt like I was dying. Like I said, I had not a bad experience, an experience with mushrooms. After watching Mike Tyson take a handful, I'm like, it can't be, that crazy. So I took my handful, looked it up on Google, what does 2.5 grams look like? And a picture popped up and it said 2.5 grams. So I looked at my pile and was like, well, that must be about it. And it turned out to be way more than that, like 5 grams or whatever, and ate it. And I remember when reality shimmered and went away. And it felt like I was in the presence of God. My wife was sitting next to me, and I told her, bow your head, bow your head. So I'm bowing my head, she's bowing her head. And I'm like, I got a message that came through a light in my house, and it was on a scroll. And the message said, the law. And I'm like, what is the law? Follow the law. Like, what is that? Didn't know what the law turned out to be, like the 10 Commandments, essentially. And follow the law. And I tripped for a few hours, or not even a few hours. I don't know how, time was weird during that whole time. It felt like an eternity at one moment. It felt like I would go away and be amongst the presence of God, just couldn't see him, and messages and information that I had no idea about, like just being force-fed it and having the emotion of me. I felt like I was going to die and being really scared. And at that time, me and my parents were not talking. I had a huge resentment towards them. And something said, call them, call your mom and dad, because I'm dying. I needed to talk to mom. My wife is calming me down. I'm like, well, get ready to call 911. But then I thought if I call 911, it was all one big play. Like when I was tripping, reality went away and there was a crowd, like of every person I had ever interacted with in life and how I treated them were like standing up, clapping. And then I was judged by them. And how I treated everyone on this earth is how I'm going to be treated and judged in the afterlife. And it said, tread lightly. And it was all one big play. And everybody was a part of the play, whether they knew it or not. Some were tests to see if I would lose my cool and temper and act aggressively. And some were, family members. They were, everybody you can think of that you've come across, passed by, bumped into, got pissed off in traffic, cussed out, wished something bad upon them. Like they were all there and they were all a part of this big play. And this was my life and it was all for me because I don't know. And I died after that. But before I did, I called my parents. They're freaking out. They had never heard about psychedelics or psilocybin mushrooms. And like, where'd you get this stuff from? You bought it online? I'm like, no, I can't tell you where I got it from. But it felt like I was dying and sinking into this void hole of blackness where no love existed and I didn't exist. My family didn't exist. And I was just alone and like naked in front of judgment and void of all love. And what I perceived as God was hell, in complete darkness and void of nothing, and being stripped of everything that I thought I was and made myself to be. And I felt like a vulnerable, I couldn't do anything, like infant, but just void and disconnected from love. And it told me that was hell and, the disconnect from love, fighting so much to stay away from that, pushing people out of my life. And like I'm building my own hell and this is what it's going to be like. And I felt myself like I was dying, called my parents, and I forgave them because I got the message that if I hold on to this, it's going to cause me to go into this bad, negative place when we die. We never know where we're going to die or when we're going to die. So it would be best or behoove me to rid myself of all the negativity that I had because I'm building my own hell. And I want to be full of light, love, and as much as possible throughout life, walking in a Christ consciousness. And because you never know when your time is going to go. And then when that time comes, all that grudge that I had towards my family and my parents, God, the Most High, told me, who am I to judge? And I shut up after that. I'm like, who am I to judge? I'm not perfect. They're not perfect, but I'm a non-perfect person judging also a non-perfect person because I don't think they're perfect, but it's coming from tainted, non-perfect eyes to begin with. The only one who can judge should have perfect vision or be perfect, and none of us are. So who are we to judge? And we're going to be judged accordingly in the afterlife. So yeah, it's best not to judge because we're going to be treated the exact same way. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And that is as above, so below. You know, how we should carry ourselves that way here because it's going to happen there if you believe in the afterlife or not. And sometimes the judgment may come from our own selves. Sometimes we can be the biggest, hardest judgmental people on the planet is our own self. We'll judge ourselves more than anybody else will, and being hard on ourselves. So I think judgment was a big message. So I forgave my parents, forgave them, told them, who am I to judge? I can't do that. You know, that's your path. It is what it is. But to hold on to that grudge is only doing me bad. You know, a lot of darkness and a lot of resentment. I didn't need to carry that. You know, I didn't need to carry that. I've always looked at the pictures on the hieroglyphs, that little bag they're carrying. Mm-hmm. If you look at those, I've always looked at it as that's the bag of memories that we're going to take in the afterlife. There's not many, so make them count, make them enjoyable, because that's all we're going to take with us is a small bag of memory. So either you want that bag full of good memories or you can have it full of terrible memories. But there won't be many, so make it count, you know? Hope that makes sense.
This is a great segment.
I hope, man.
On that note,
yeah.
Let's take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about